Hey everyone, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. We're going to get into an emotion here that we may be struggling with, looking for a way to understand it, navigate our way through. We got two here. Looks like we got rejected and secretive. So at first, rejected, it came off as uh, going up to someone, whether uh, relationship wise, job, or even uh, applying for something. But then when we went to secretive, it kind of felt like we didn't even make an effort. We rejected ourselves before taking an opportunity, taking a chance. So, like, we didn't even present it. We didn't even speak. We didn't introduce ourselves. We didn't apply. None of that. We knocked it down before it even took it, it made an effort, if we will. And that saying, like, you'll miss 100% of the shots that you don't make, or I'm sorry, that you don't take, because there's no effort. Like, yeah, that shot's missed because we didn't take that opportunity. And if we did take that opportunity, whether we miss or we put it in, at least we tried. So this is obviously stemming from something inside. We're looking at value, maybe a comparison game, comparing us to it or the person, the relationship, the job, the application to whatever, that we aren't qualified, that we're not good enough, that we don't bring enough value. And we already knocked ourselves down. We're embodying this rejection that we don't even know the truth of. And this really gets into our mirror, the mirror of our experience, the co creation. And if we don't think we're good enough inside, obviously my external is going to prove that to me. So yeah, why bother? Because I mean, I'm already creating this confirmation bias through myself. So how do we change that? The opposite of rejection. This says redirection. Now that's normally in sense for if I actually did take effort, but I don't think we did. So we have an opportunity here. Since we didn't do anything about it, we could still try. The opposite about secretive is open. This is presenting the offer, the application, the opportunity, the chance, whatever it is. We are presenting ourselves through that. A King of Swords, rational with our thoughts, and we can justify this stuff, like the fact that we didn't make an effort towards this person or this job. We can justify that through our insecurity, through our wound. It keeps it safe. It keeps it from getting hurt. If I feel less than inside about my appearance, let's say, and I want to I would like to date this person, but I think they're too attractive or they could get anybody, so why would they want me? And if I made the attempt to ask them out or to present myself and they rejected me, it would hurt that insecurity that I already feel that I don't look good enough. So I'm going to protect that insecurity by not putting myself in that position to do so. Same thing with the job. Maybe other people have or we're assuming, and naturally they may have went to college or they may have worked in these positions before, so there's a lot of other qualified or overqualified individuals applying for this job. And me, I don't have those qualifications. So what's the point? Why would they pick me? I'm just going to get that email that says, thanks for applying, but we're going to uh, pick someone better suited for the job. Why do I need that reassurance that I already feel uh, less than or down inside of me? This is that belief. and anything we believe will be true. So it's our choice at that time if we want to change the game or enter a new experience, that we're going to have to work on that belief. And we're gonna, normal human experiences, we need to see that validation or that proof outside of us to feel comfortable to walk into there. We need that safety of the truth or the validation that this is going to be okay, that I'm going to be okay on the other end of it. And what does that look like to you? Does it have to look like acceptance? Like that person has to accept me if I ask them out? That job has to accept me. I apply for a loan. It has to say, hey, you got it. That is the end result. We need to muster this up inside of us to push through into that experience. It can't just be handed to us. We need to cultivate that inside of us. And through that, we would need to change that belief of ourselves. And until then, I think we're going to keep experiencing things like this, no matter what it is. And until we take that chance, and maybe we can look at it as a redirection if we do get rejected. We're I understand that it is easy to take these things personal. There's a wound in there, there's an insecurity, and the whole reason we don't do it is to protect it because it hurts and we already feel it inside. So we have to change that, and that starts with that belief. And that truth emanates out of us, and the external provides us that proof that we want before we take the action or the step. So, Ten of Swords, overburdened. Any wound or insecurity, place of lack is a burden on us. Do we wish they would all go away? 100%, but they are in there, and we always wonder why. What's the reason? What's the point of it? Where did we pick it up? Is it from this life, a past life? Was it forced into us? Was it a bit of our own creation around something else that we don't quite know? And this is like a complex now. There's so many different reasons where it could have came from. But does that matter at this point? Does it really matter where it originated? It's in us now. And it's our choice to allow it to control and lead our life, or we can take control and lead our life into the experience that we want. This is the choice, and it's not easy. And there's going to be a lot of resistance because that pain is real. And through this, we are trying to transition into this space where I'm changing this belief, but yet I have this resistance because I don't believe it. So, how can we get above that hump to that belief? And we're going to have to go through a bit of difficulty, a bit of pain, possibly a bit of rejection. And this is going to be this turning point. I'm not saying that we have to be delusional to the extent that we're bypassing it, but we kind of have to be enough to get that belief started. Otherwise, when we make that first attempt on that job or that person or whatever it's connected to, uh, we're going to get rejected and we're going to feel it right away. And we're going to say, see, I knew it wasn't going to work. This is just proving me correct. This is this choice. We know we're going to be going through this transition. We know we're changing. We know we're going to whatever point on the map that we want to go to. But we have to understand that through this process that, hey, I'm making an effort through this, and I still got that wound here because I didn't just flick a switch and change this belief right over. So it all really does come down to this choice. A Knight of Wands reversed. Fleeting interests. Yeah, I'll do it. No, I won't. Maybe tomorrow. No, I'm not really in the mood. It's easier to stay here because this is safe. This is comfortable. I have built my life around my wound or my insecurity. I know what's going to trigger it and what's not going to trigger it. I'm going to stay here because it's comfortable. Oh, today's the day I'm going to do it. No, I'm just going to step back a little bit. And that's fine if that's where we're at. But this isn't really fair to us, but it feels safe. It feels comfortable. What we're doing in our head, we're doing this to protect the wound. Do we really like that in there? Do we really like that insecurity? Do we like that part of ourselves? Probably not. But we're like protecting it like it's the most important thing to us. Because when it did happen, it did hurt. Or when we get ourselves in positions, it does hurt. And but we're like we're treating it like royalty when really it's a burden. Page of Wands reversed. Oh, recklessness. We make so many decisions and choices in life out of this. Uh, they may not just be limited to relationships and jobs. Only you would be able to reflect on your life, and if you know it, or you know this resistance, you can see the pattern throughout life of how, wow, I put myself in this position, or I didn't do this because of this, or I waited this long because of X, Y, or Z. And I forgot to say earlier, but this is really going back into value of self. We are valuing ourselves through comparison of uh, whatever we deem as important or society shows us that is important. And through this process, it is very difficult for ourself, to see value when we are our own worst critic. We can also often look at comparison with uh, not full jealousy, but let's just kind of look at those two words together, comparing and jealousy, as something we lack and we would want, as in motivation to go after, to be. I wish I had that confidence. I wish I looked this way or whatever. The best part about that is when we seek all those things that we see other people have, and they might have a quality that we think we lack, uh, but it's really inside of us. We just have it suppressed somehow, maybe through a wound or an insecurity. Through chasing that, if we actually think that this is going to make it all better, and we get there and we have it, we may still feel the same way because we thought it was something external of us, when really it's all inside. And through this process of changing this belief, looking at ourselves, having value, uh, we become what it was or is that we think that we had to become naturally through this process. Page of Swords reversed. Better judgment. This is looking at the choices of, how quickly we knocked ourselves down by not even taking action. And what did that do to us? Like, I could see it being very, very simple and being like, oh, because like we're already stuck in this mindset that, oh, that'd be great to have that, but oh, that'll never happen. And we just do that through life. But let's look at it as something a bit more uh, important to us, like uh, seeing a person that really has all the qualities that we'd love in a partner, and we find them very attractive, and or this perfect job that, I don't know, checked all of our boxes, and we didn't even try, and it was like right there. And we're like, that would have been amazing. That's like my perfect experience or my perfect life, but they'd never pick me. So that one hurts even more because it was like right there, but we did nothing about it. And somebody else got that job, the posting's gone. Or now that person has a boyfriend or a girlfriend or got married or whatever. And we, depending on what it is and who I'm speaking to, we could hold on to that in the past for years, decades, doesn't matter, and just keep looking at this as it passed by, and really holding this punishment of self, like that was it, and I'll never ever have that chance. And then maybe it came up again, and we still didn't do anything about it. We didn't make a move, we didn't say anything, we didn't apply, we did nothing, because of the wound or the insecurity. And then instead, for days, months, years, we beat ourselves up again, looking in the past. That's over. And all we have is the future. And really, we did it to ourselves. And that's what hurts the most. But we don't have it inside us to do something about it. So, how can we build that? We got to look at that insecurity or that wound, change that value or that belief, and walk into this. We'll get one last card here. Nine of Wands, fortitude. Look at the opposite, vulnerability. This wound, this insecurity, it's a vulnerable space. Like I said in the beginning, we're not going to do anything that's going to upset it. It's already gotten triggered or upset throughout our life. We know what it feels like. We are going to protect that so it doesn't get triggered or we get hurt. This healing process is building this worth or this value, seeing it through self, through that belief that the external can't touch it. Only we decide. When we build this foundation inside, the majority of us will lead or are raised to believe to lead that everything comes through from the external. We're doing everything for the external. And when something happens in the external, it comes in and hurts us. When we change this game and we build it all in here, this is my foundation. My foundation is not the external. The external is not proving to me who I am. It is, but it's not the way I'm talking. I'm going to build this inside and allow this to go out, and my external will change in the positive light that I want it to see, instead of seeing it that these people are rejecting me and it's coming in and hurting me. Well, I already know that they're going to reject me because I don't see any value in myself. That's where we're at. We're going to go forward and embody this and allow that. If that rejection does take place, we understand that, well, maybe I'm still holding that rejection inside. Or maybe they really weren't as good as I thought they were, or that job wasn't as great as I thought it was, because I circled something around this I projected what I wanted it to be, when it's really not that. I had this assumption that this was going to make me happy. That happens a lot when we start to heal things and we're chasing something because we think it's going to bring some sort of fulfillment or happiness, when really we were doing it for a wound or an insecurity in the first place because it was going to mask it or cover it up. So there's so many different avenues that this can go. But at the very baseline here, we already decided before. We can change that now through rebuilding this foundation within. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you need any more help with it, check out oceanprizes.com, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya.